Hey guys, Andrew coming at you, and don't worry, there's going to be plenty of videos coming out on Sweden, but I thought in this one I'd kind of update you on my tech situation, the upgrade that I'm doing with my PC and having some people help me out with, and then basically how I just view tech in general, and then we're just going to go from there. So, long story short, I've had a computer now for about 4 years, and it broke with me over the summer, and I've fixed certain things on my PC before, but I would just consider now just working a full-time job, being a runner, and kind of like working on YouTube, that I just don't feel like I have the skill set right now to always work and build on my PC. So I ordered parts, and I have someone helping me out with the build. And basically, I had a GTX 760, 8 gigabytes of RAM, and now like a 4-year-old motherboard and some older parts. And I just wanted to update it because the power supply, I'm pretty sure, is what died on it. So I ordered a new power supply, and I'm going to update to the GTX 1050. I'm mostly just going to use that computer as a tool to help edit videos. I feel like it's a lot easier. I might change where I sit sometimes in the videos, but to me it feels a lot easier to kind of sit down in a chair and be able to edit videos that way than on a laptop. It's a little bit of a different situation, and I always just kind of find it to be a little bit uncomfortable, so I'm looking forward to going to there. When I was younger, about 3 or 4 years ago, I didn't think as much about saving money. And so my philosophy now when I buy computer parts, and advice for you guys, is I think that technology is getting so good that what you can get for cheaper prices now is definitely worth it. I mean, with the power supply and graphics card, it was about 2,000 crowns. My goal is to put that into my PC. Of course, because of the boom in Bitcoin and Ethereum, graphics cards are still quite expensive. But that's my goal there. I'm going to then add 8 gigs of DDR RAM at some point. I use a very cheap monitor. I think my monitor I got like for 1,000 crowns 4 years ago, and I'm pretty 100% sure that it's 1080p. However, I'd like to update that and get a dual monitor system. I don't think I'm going to go with a 144 hertz monitor. I've played on them before, and I agree that, like, yes, you feel they're worth it, but my problem with the 144 hertz monitor is it still looks like on the cheap end you're paying about 2,000 crowns, and it seems like TVs, and even 4K TVs, especially in the States more than here, has dropped in price so much over the years, but I just don't see the big added value in it right now, have to pay that much, especially if you think in 4 years maybe 4K is going to be the norm. However, I think I will benefit from a dual monitor setup, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm also looking at updating my headphones. I use QPad 85s as a Swedish company. I'm not sure if they're around anymore, but I love that pair of headphones. I also don't have a mechanical keyboard. It looks cool, but I'm going to plan on updating a mechanical. So I'm going to make these small updates and hoping that the most to maybe spend 4,000 to 5,000 crowns on the complete update. But this time around, the hardware, like the mechanical keyboard and the dual screens and some of the stuff that I use, I will be able to fix. Like, my plan is to use my PC for about 4 years, get 4 years out of it. Now, as a gamer, I'm quite casual. Pretty much the only game I really play is just Counter-Strike, but I have some old AAA titles that I think would be fantastic to try to play on my computer at like a higher graphics level, and just to play around with it, like for example GTA 5 and some other sources. So that's what I'm going to do. I just want to get the money's worth out of my system and have the chance to kind of like everything. What I use as a microphone, I'll hold up here, is I use the Blue Snowball as my microphone for YouTube, and I do wish I would have went with a better microphone than what I have, but it's been okay actually, and I just have to do a little more with the editing, with the audio quality, to kind of get the best out of my system. So yeah, I wish in the future I would have gone with something a little bit better, a little bit more. But this is what I love about tech. I like not spending a ton of money. So what I mean about my philosophy is I think that you can find something 1 to 2 years old and put it in your PC and get a great deal out of it and make it last for a while, because technology's gotten so good. So because I have a nice computer, I'm putting parts in it. When I was home in the summer, I thought it was a better idea to go ahead and buy a refurbished laptop, and I'm just going to show you, it's kind of plugged in here, so I'll just kind of show you. This is a Dell Latitude that I'm using here, and with the Dell Latitude, it has a Core i5 in it, 3250M, I think is the processor. It came with 4 gigs of RAM. I bought it in the States, and I added an extra 4 gig card in there to double the RAM speed. And because it's a Dell Latitude, it's built like a tank, so you can really beat these things up quite a lot, and it's not a big deal. And so that's what I use. I love how the keyboard feels, and the nice thing is it has an HDMI port, so this is really good to stream towards a TV or anything else that I want to use. I paid 220 crowns for this, and I thought this was such a heck of a deal. I've gotten good work out of this PC, and because my computer died, I was able to use this to keep my YouTube channel going for a brief period of time, and I thought that was very fantastic. So I've been very happy with everything with this system. I think the performance has been quite well. As liking budget tech, what I use for a camera right now is I'm using an iPhone 6. I know I'm going to need to update and also add more stuff into the camera, more lighting is what I'm saying. But for right now, it's actually worked quite well. It's got 64 gigs of RAM, and although I used to be an Android user for a very, very long time, I got this phone for free. I like how Apple does their updates. I like how Apple runs their company, and it works for me. I miss Android, but I also think it's okay to get in their system because I have 2 Windows machines, so I don't feel locked into the Apple system. I also bought a iPad Air first gen last year for about 2,000 crowns altogether, and I also love that idea of tech because an iPad to me, since I have all this other software, it's just really an extra for using YouTube, for laying in bed or something like that, or even just some light reading. I would never pay full price probably for that for a brand new one. Now, if that's something you want to do, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But for me, I feel like I've gotten my money's worth out of this iPad already because you don't need a lot of processing power really to watch a YouTube video, for example, watch Netflix, or do some light web browsing. So this is kind of my tech setup. I like this. I'm more of a budget kind of buyer. And I recommend that if you're someone new, getting out of school, kind of doing the same. As you can see, to get a YouTube channel started, you don't need a lot of tech. And you can use programs to download or to record your audio. Like I was saying with this microphone, I still run it kind of through a software so I can get a little bit better of an audio quality. So I'm hoping the update goes okay on my PC and everything works fine. There's always a chance that it might not, but I'm keeping my fingers crossed. Again, look for more videos to kind of talk about Swedish, but I thought it'd be fun to update you guys. If you like this one, feel free to give me a like. If you're new to the channel, I would love to have you subscribe. I usually talk about Sweden and talk a little bit about music, and you can go ahead and join me for the next video. So take care, guys.